been a long time since I did a motovlog, and that's intentional. Today, we're going to talk about the topic of death, a specific event, and we're going to talk about life while we ride the motorcycle to a specific location of death, which just got me thinking. Death is really important to a motorcyclist, or at least it should be. And as I'm out here starting my bike, I see my neighbor across the street, him and his wife, and there's someone that lives with them. They got the chairs and the table out. They are enjoying the beautiful weather. They are enjoying life, and I think that's so important. We're going to the location where somebody died, and I really do not know much about it, besides that I think about death when I get on the bike, because that's a really important component to it. And this person lived 2 years through COVID and then decided to end it in a park. It's really confusing to me. And I know I can't understand it, but I'd like to understand it. So why haven't I made a motovlog in a long time? Well, times have just changed, and it's no longer about expressing yourself, whatever views those might be. You definitely can have a wrong opinion, intentionally or accidentally these days. And I think a return to just not speaking about politics or religions is warranted. And I really loved being able to talk to people about controversial issues and having my own opinion grow through discussion, because I don't know everything. Other people know things I don't know. And I felt like that gave me an opportunity to grow. And I miss that I don't have that. But I recognize that I no longer have that. And it's really self-defeating, because censorship does not win. It always just blindsides. So the controversy lives on. You just can't see it. Whatever. But I adjust to life. So a lot of motovlogging is me telling the world what I think, and that's just not okay to do. I can still think it. I can't tell people I think what I think, because you're only really allowed to think certain things these days. And I just don't want to deal with the consequences of somebody being upset about something that I said on here. It's just totally not worth it at all. I still ride, I still make videos, I still talk out loud and consider my thoughts, which is the most important thing. But I really grieve that I missed the aspect of the few of you who really care and really want that too. I miss our interactions. There's a tiny fraction of y'all that I talk to on the side. It's really nice to have your phone number or your handle and be able to just text you. That's really cool. I like that I've made friends by making the videos. Totally worth it in that regard. So park closed. Those signs have been up for a while. They are doing some construction, and they just don't want to be liable for it. But the park was really closed recently. There was a lot of cops out here, and I only knew because I follow the local police Facebook page. And they said, hey, for y'all asking, the reason why there's a ton of policemen out John Slidell Park and why it's closed is because there's been a death in the park. And look, we're not investigating it as a homicide, but we have to finish our investigation, and that's that. We'll tell you more later. And then they didn't really tell us more later, just, hey, the park's open again. We're not going to give you any details, but somebody died in the park and they took their own life. It's like, okay, well, that gives us a lot more questions, I think. And as a motorcyclist, I think about dying while I get on this thing. So, that really hit me is, why did somebody live through COVID? And when things are just starting to get better, then decide now's the time to end it. It's really confusing to me. Well, and I feel like it's a topic that I can discuss without consequence, honoring someone's life and death by considering my own thoughts on the topic and the importance of life. And what this video is really about is how it's so important to seize the moment and really make your time here on this earth matter. And when somebody dies, be it someone close to me or not, when I'm affected by it in some way, like I want to come to the park and I can't, makes me think. Life updates. Loving my car. I'm not riding to work every day. The Buell is still for sale. Nobody wanted to buy it last year for top dollar. So I've lowered the price. I'm hoping it'll sell this year. If it doesn't, then I'll hold on to it. Next year it'll be a little cheaper, so on and so forth. I'd love to keep it, but honestly, any money I get from it now is going to go through to my student loan and then be worth more than I could sell the bike for top dollar. So that it is what it is. As a motorcyclist, I think it's really important to think about death. I was wanting to ride like this, no jacket, and I was getting ready. It's like, no, all the gear all the time. Ian, you'll be a fool if you fall and don't have your jacket on. So I wore the dang jacket, even though the weather is phenomenal. And I've heard people say in passing and to me about how it's important not to miss things. When I consider death, I think it's healthy as a motorcyclist. Sometimes I don't ride. It makes me want to hug my children tighter and not miss moments with them. I've heard from people that they felt like they were experiencing moments that were missed. They didn't know that they were missing them, so they missed them. And they were trying to convey to me, and I'm trying to hear them, hey, know when the moments can be missed so you don't miss them. I've seen some motovlogs where the motovlogger is like really way too personal and talking about their struggles with suicidal thoughts, and like there's a spectrum of unhealthy and healthy thinking about death. And I'll say this, it's really important to consider death before you get onto the death machine and decide the risk management. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you who watch me, almost all of you, ride, so you understand that part of it. Non-motorcyclists don't. Oh, and those that ride, some of you are thinking about it consciously, some of you are consciously trying not to think about it. But if you don't ride and you watch me because you care about my videos, it is something important, because you could get on the bike and then never see anybody again because of a left-hand turner or a drunk driver, whatever. It needs, well, I think it needs to be considered. It's worth considering. And the whole time that I'm filming this, I'm thinking about, but that's just a small amount of time. The whole time I'm going to be editing this video, I'm going to be thinking about it. I feel like that's really important to consider this. And it takes a long time to edit a video. And what do you think about death and life and considering death? I hope I was right. This was an okay topic to approach. Most of the stuff I want to talk about or is interesting to me, I talk and then don't show, is things that are kind of contentious. Like I want to learn, and it's not okay in today's world. So there's a sign right there. It says no ATVs. Seems like almost an invitation. Look at that sweet twisty right there. But this construction I'm talking about, there's a couple of places around the park where they got holes, and they don't care if you're here, obviously, but they care if you fall into the hole and say, "Ow, I'm gonna lower up, y'all hurt me, the park was open." So that's why the park is closed. I feel really good about this though. Like, motovlogging really does something special for me, and I think it must do the same special thing for other people that do it, even when we don't put stuff out, even when nobody's watching. You know what, let's go get a cigar, why not? oh, that's where that coffee place is going to open. Kind of a shitty place to have a kick-ass coffee bar. They apparently will have a really good espresso machine. The thing is, you have to know how to use the frickin' espresso machine. And there's no frickin' way that'll be the case. Because an owner buys an awesome machine and then just does not train people on how to use it. I don't know why. But that used to be this place called FOM, which stood for Fisher of Man. And it was this baker. And his stuff was really good. I mean, maybe he was putting drugs in it. It was freaking awesome. You know, that kind of, wow, I gotta buy more. It would not surprise me if he had been putting weed in there. I mean, of course he wasn't. Very religious guy. But I mean, it's that good. That's what I'm saying. So, he had been married and then gotten a divorce. And his new wife, I don't know what was wrong with this lady, if she just did not understand how technology would work, but her and the ex-wife were fighting all the time, and she would use his business Facebook page to publicly respond to his ex-wife, and it was pitiful. It was really freaking weird, but funny and kind of special, and now I'm telling you that. These people have their windows open, so I'm not going to talk loud because I don't want them to look at me and be like, why are you talking to yourself? Maybe I should keep the bike. Maybe I should keep it priced top dollars. Nobody buys it. Honey, it's for sale. Nobody's biting. I keep lowering the price. Nobody wants it. No, it's not still too high. No. I kid. She's really not up my ass about it. Oh no, they're closed. Store closed on Sunday, Saturday till 5. Is it 5 already? Well, good frickin' thing I got cigars at home. They're not as fresh as one straight out of their humidor would be, though. Daylight savings time has me all messed up, man. All messed up. It's weird when it's dark outside in the morning, and then it just stays light. I mean, I love it, but it's weird. It was also weird the other way. It's just weird. Oh, that sound. Oh, being on a bike's so great. That's something that video editing taught me. I didn't know. I went ha 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 ha, and the first time, well, really every time that I've heard myself do that on video, it's like, why the hell do I do that? Why the hell do I sound so weird doing? So now I am sometimes conscious about it, and I'll laugh just like then, just now, and I won't do it. But when I'm relaxed and not thinking, I do it every single time, and it's just, why do I do that? Like, death is just a natural part of life. You need to think about it. And if you're not thinking about it sometimes, you're deciding not to think about it, which, like my laugh, is a little weird. Stay cool, stay young.